Hey there, lovelies, and thanks for stopping in. I, by no means, really know what I'm doing, just head start there. But seeing that the times have gotten pretty dang real and that it's becoming mandatory for us to have our face covered when we go out, I have been basically doing a little hand whip stitching on some face masks. I've already made my mom one, and I've made my fiance's parents a few as well, and I've sent them out, but now they're actually stating that it's going to be mandatory here in our counties that we live in as well. So I'm on the process now to make some for Larry and I, and again, I don't have a sewing machine. I am basically hand stitching all of these together, so it takes a little extra long because of that reasoning alone. But hey, I'm making do, it's working, they're turning out okay. I figured I would show you how I'm doing this. That way, if you guys are in the situation like myself and you don't have a sewing machine, but you need a mask, or you would feel much better if you had a face mask and you either can't order one, or by the time you got in from ordering one, it was forever. We're gonna be doing a little hand stitching face mask tutorial for you today. What I did to create the parents' little face mask that I've already made, basically, I just took an old apron of mine and I cut it up. I thought I'd try to make it maybe a little bit more cute, and I found some of my designer dust bags from either purses or shoes. So I thought I would just go ahead and try to make a little bit more maybe like stylish ones there. So I have a Tory Burch little shoe dust bag here, and then also I have a Henry Bendel's. Love you, Henry Bendel, wish you never closed, but you did. So I have a shit ton of your bags, and I'm going to chop one up now though to see if I can create something super cute with that. I'm not a seamstress, so I don't really have a lot of things here. I don't have the fabric, I don't have elastic, I don't have like what you typically would use. So basically what I have done in the past and what I'm going to do for these, I'm just taking bra straps, and I'm gonna cut them off. And this is what's gonna be the little strap-a-doo for over the ear. As far as a nose guard, now you don't, I guess, really need a nose guard. You might be wondering, what the hell is a nose guard? So basically, I was using, if you don't have wire, which again, I don't think I do, at least I haven't found it. I guess you could take a wire hanger. There you go, that could be an option. You can use either a twisty tie, just place that on the top portion of the fabric. That way you can like shape it and bend it to your face. Or I used already some artificial flower stems. I just stuck that on the top little seam there, and that way it was able to be bendable that way. I'm gonna start with the Henry Bendel one and hope that this is going to work. Basically, you wanna start out with a piece of fabric that is pretty much a 15 by 9 width. We just magically, this hits perfectly, so that's awesome. So that's basically for across the face is what you want the 9 across for. You want it 15 pretty much up and down. This is so you can double fold the material in half to create that pocket for you to put a air filter inside of it. So seeing that this is a bag already, and I already have a backside to it, I'm not going to need it that long. Luckily, the sides are already stitched, so that's gonna save me some time there. I'm just gonna need to do a little chop screw-skis here at the bottom, whip stitch that shut, and then same thing up at the top. And then I will basically add the nose guard in if I can find something for it, and then also add in the elastics for over the ears. I'm basically just going to cut it down to 8 inches. That way I can split the logo between the 4 and the 5. I marked it up at the top and the bottom, and this is where I'm gonna need to do my trimming. Let me show you how to thread the needle now. Just take the thread, stick it through the needle. Once you get it fed through there, sometimes it can be a little tricky. Just pull it all the way through. I'm going to now circle this around my finger to create a knot. So just wrap it around once. I'm crossing it over one another there. I'm going to take it with my thumb now, and just kind of like as if you're making a ball of something in your fingers, just do that as you pull your finger out, and then it'll create a knot. Now, in case you're brand new to any type of stitching whatsoever, I basically need to seal off this bottom portion for the mask. So I'm doing a whip stitch, or maybe it's considered an overcast stitch. All I'm doing is I'm sticking it through one side of the fabric, having the needle come out on the opposite, pulling it all the way through. Notice that the thread is on top of the actual material. I'm doing the same thing, just going back through the opposite side, through the front, where it makes a tiny loop over the top of this unraveled edge. That way it really locks it in, so when you flip it right side out, it'll be nice and sealed shut. Now that I got basically the bottom whip stitch together, I actually did find some wire. This is just basically floral tie wire. I had this in my Christmas stash because I use it when I decorate the garland around the kitchen cabinets. This is the top portion, and obviously you can see that if I don't do anything, it would be a raw edge and it would start to fray. So I'm just folding this over. So basically this raw edge will now be on the inside. Now you can see that this is the logo, so this is going to be the front side. This is the side that's going to need the nose guard. Just take 7 inches of whatever that it is that you have. Place that there in the center. I'm just going to start to hem stitch this in there. That way it locks that nose guard in, and also it takes care of that raveled edge. Lovelies. So now I have basically a bag. It's still inside. I'm going to now turn it outside. I was debating if I wanted to seam rip the sides. That way I could like insert the elastic or the ribbon, whatever you might be using, so it wasn't seen. Now what you would have done if you didn't already have the sides sewn together, like how this came, or if you really want to go for it and like seam rip just like 2 little holes, then you could do that. Basically, I'm gonna cut this little elastic bra band off of this little sleeve top that I have. Boop. If you were to not have had the sides sewn together already, you would have laid the elastic on the inside. So basically on the right side out. When you flipped it out, it would be on the outside. So the front is now whip stitch. It has that little wire piece in there. And now I'm moving on to the back side because we have to take care of that frayed and unraveled edge. I'm going to sew like 2 inches on both ends here, where I'm just going to be shutting that hole a little bit so it's smaller for you to place that air filter into. Creating the pleats. So yes, I already have this jankily pinned. I could go to the iron to probably help keep those creases, which I think I actually might go turn that baby on now to help me out. I'm going to then just do a little tack situation here on both ends, and I might do like a little whip stitch tack then there in the center. I'm switching over to black thread now just because I don't have brown, so to try to tack down the ends. This is kind of different than what a whip stitch is. This one you're just going to be going forward and back through the material, and then when you get to the back side, you'll knot it. Going back to those bra straps for the elastic band, basically I cut both of them and I made them 7 inches long. I also did remove the drawstring then from the top portion of this bag. You could totally put the ribbon across the end for like actual trimming, and then you would have the ends here that you would just end up tying to whatever length that you needed for it to fit perfectly around your ear. I'm pretty dang proud of this. So, I mean, it is unfortunate why we are making these a fashion statement right now. But, I mean, you might as well have a cute little face mask if you need to wear one. Am I right? Henry Bendel logo is right there in the center. I have the wire here in the front that's going to help hold that shape around the face. And then also I have the small little pouch, slide in the filter, and by putting those tacks right there in the center, it's gonna hold that pleated shape. I hope you guys enjoyed this little tutorial on making a hand-sewn face mask. If you did, I would love it if you give it a thumbs up. Please, if you haven't yet, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel as well. You can just hit the button right there in the center. Clicking the bell that's down below is going to notify you every single time I upload a video, which there's more videos right there on the side for you to watch. And until next time, lovelies, stay safe, stay healthy, and wash your hands.